Hey guys, long time no see again. Sorry about that. I was pretty consistently depressed throughout February, and around the time March came around, I was feeling a lot better all of a sudden, and I kind of got distracted for a couple weeks, just trying to catch up on things I wanted to do and think about. So, yeah, but the main thing I want to talk about today is what actually did change. And the main thing is that in late February, I got a new therapist yet again. And I wasn't feeling great about my DBT therapist or DBT in general, and I'd had a couple comments on the previous video suggesting trying psychodynamic therapy, and I had looked into that before, and there weren't any people in my area that did it, but now there is someone, and so yeah, I started seeing her, and I really like, first off, immediately the fact that it's in person again. I do not like virtual therapy at all. But this is in person, so that's been really nice. And it's also not a full practice with multiple therapists or anything like that. It's just the one person. So it's very small and quiet, and I really like that. But the main thing I was looking for in a new therapist at this point was just someone I was comfortable enough talking to, so that I was talking to someone, um, so that I could be sure to have someone to vent to and to interact with a little bit and that kind of thing. And at this point, actual progress was not feeling too likely for me. So I was just like, all right, my only goal is to be comfortable with this person, and for this person not to feel like, try to communicate to them that I'm not really sure how much progress I can make, and I kind of need an outlet right now more than anything. Progress is nice, but I don't want it to feel like to either one of us that it's a failure if there's not progress, and I kind of just want someone to talk to. Um, but honestly, I mean, my new therapist is by far the best therapist I've ever had, and I guess as far as finding a therapist that fits you, it's kind of a you don't know it till you see it sort of thing. Because with my very first therapist, you know, from the outset, I didn't feel super comfortable with him, but I didn't feel super uncomfortable either. And I sort of chalked up lack of progress and, his building frustration and basically anything I didn't like about therapy to me not being very good at therapy. Because, even now, I don't, it's not like I dislike him as a person or anything like that. Um, but he wasn't a good fit for me. And at the time, I'm not sure I knew that. Um, and I've tried multiple other therapists since then who have been better or worse fits for me personally. Um, but I mean, kind of all of it feels irrelevant now that I have my current therapist, because I don't know. It's just so much easier to talk to her than any therapist I've had before, and yeah, I don't know. I guess there's just a really good understanding of um, how the best way to communicate with me is, because you know I don't know. It's like I don't I don't just want to be validated constantly. I do like being challenged, but also I don't like feeling pushed or like, well, if this doesn't happen, then I can't help you anymore. That kind of thing. And with her, I've just had a very good rapport where we can just have a conversation, and it feels really good. And I've talked about things with her that I really needed to talk about that I haven't talked about with anybody else. Some of those things because they're new things. Some of them because I didn't feel really up to talking about them with my previous therapists. And you know, I don't think I've ever lied in therapy except maybe about the intensity of suicidal thoughts because I don't want anyone to force me to do something against my will. I've generally been pretty clear about those, but at the same time, um, if someone keeps probing at it and asking in a way that sort of feels a little bit threatening, then sure, I might, um, you know, try to assuage their worries. Mostly because I don't, and I really haven't for most of my life had any fear that I'm actually going to hurt myself because I'm too scared of messing up to try. There have been a couple occasions where that hasn't been true, but I haven't even been in therapy during those periods. So, or I wasn't in therapy. Sorry about my English, but anyway, the point I was trying to make before I got sidetracked is that I tell the truth in therapy always, but there are definitely times when um, I don't reveal full context of things, or I just don't bring up things that something makes me think of because I'm just not comfortable enough with that person to do it. And it's kind of hard when you're in the moment to be aware of the fact that it's your discomfort with them. It feels like maybe you just don't want to or need to talk about that topic. But now, given that I have a therapist that I'm super comfortable with for the first time, I understand that it's a completely different thing. It's like, yeah, I did want to talk about certain things in particular, and I didn't because I wasn't comfortable enough with the person. And again, of course, that doesn't mean my previous therapists were necessarily doing anything wrong, um, but just that you have to really find someone that fits you. And it's hard. And like I said, for me, it seems like I didn't know what that was until I actually saw it. Um, and I'm still not sure exactly why it is. It probably helps that she's closer in age to me. Most of my therapists have been um, I would say the youngest one would probably have been more than a decade older than me, and most of them were older than that. Um, and I feel like having someone near my age is helpful for me personally, which is kind of weird because if I have to talk to random people in public, I sometimes find that it's easier to talk to older people than people my own age, mostly because I'm so worried about weirding them out or something, I guess. But in therapy, it's a bit of a different thing, and I am more comfortable interacting with someone closer to my age in that context, it seems like. But yeah, so I guess kind of the point I was trying to get at here is that I was pretty much at this point just looking for a therapist that I was comfortable with and who wouldn't get frustrated with me and suggest I try something else because I didn't think that there was anything that could actually help like long-term growth to the point where it's like I don't need therapy anymore. So I just kind of wanted to treat therapy as, a way to vent and calm down and just have someone to talk to since I don't interact with a lot of people. Um, but the point I was getting at is that I have actually noticed some improvements. And after probably it's been 6 or so appointments at this point, and I'm doing weekly, and I'm really enjoying that with this therapist. Excuse me. Which is kind of funny because previously I felt like weekly therapy is way too much, but I guess it just comes down to how you feel about the person, in large part because I feel like I could do more than once a week. Um, it's just really nice to interact with someone, and but she's a really good therapist as well, and so that's what I was saying is I feel like besides the fact that I am less depressed, which that at the end of the day was my main goal, is to feel less depressed through having the interaction and through being able to talk about things that are stressing me out and making me feel bad. Um, and that has happened, and it's really great. And that's kind of why I've been so distracted the last 2 weeks, because I've been just working on creative projects and getting exercise and doing all the things that I want to do and that last year I was doing. Um, but yeah. Anyway, I have actually made some progress as well. It's not like I'm a completely different person or anything yet, but or ever. But the point is, I have felt some increases in confidence, specifically related to some things we've talked about that um, were kind of bugging me, and things that have throughout various times just sort of subconsciously hindered my self-esteem and just ability to feel like I can handle interacting even if it makes me anxious. And so I feel like that's been improving a little bit, which, like I said, hasn't manifested in any huge way or anything. I am going out in public more. I've been taking hikes mostly. I'm going to start running in public again soon. I've just been practicing with my brother, and trying to get back sort of up to speed, so I feel less self-conscious about how slow I am since I took quite a while off, and also waiting for the weather to get warmer, which is weird because in my childhood it was like as soon as it's over 70 degrees, I don't want to go outside, and I like the cold quite a lot. I'm kind of the other way around now, at least for the purpose of exercising. It's like it's a lot easier to consistently get out there and get exercise when it's super hot to me. I don't know. Um, but yeah, so it's getting warmer and I'm feeling better about that. But um, I guess the point is that just in the little things, just in walking past people, I'm feeling a little less worried about what I look like, and whenever I do, interact with someone in a way that makes me feel awkward, I tend to feel awkward about it for a slightly shorter time, and yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm sort of building up some courage to actually get out and interact with people and do some things I want to do. So we're not there yet, but I really do feel like this is one of the most helpful things I've had from treatment so far. So yeah, I guess I just wanted to share that today mostly. I did kind of have one other thing I want to talk about, but I think I'm going to save it for another video. And I know all of you guys are like, no, if you have something, say it now because you're not going to be back for a month and a half. I'm going to try really hard to be back sooner than that. I've said that multiple times at this point, but you know, that's the thing about a channel that's talking about mental health and a personality disorder, is that there's going to be some variation there, but for sure. But um, I'm hoping that I continue to feel a good bit better, and I think I can safely say that the better I feel, the more often I feel like making videos, especially after, the initial high of not feeling so depressed um, is wearing off, and I can be like, okay, stop, writing music, writing a story, thinking, exercising for 5 minutes, and make a video. Um, so yeah, I'm going to try to make another one sooner. I'm not going to set myself a timeline on that because I'll miss it if I do. But yeah, anyway, that's about it for now. I hope all of you are doing really well, and I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, I think that's about it for this time. So have a great day, guys.